The whole what if, one lazy Tuesday afternoon, the International Space Station, our $150 billion floating science fair project, decided it had had enough. It's done with orbiting Earth 16 times a day, tired of hosting astronauts doing yoga in zero gravity. What if the ISS just fell? No warning, no heroic Houston, we have a problem. Just a gentle tilt, a few confused astronauts blinking, and then gravity takes the wheel. To understand what would happen, we need to know a few basics. The ISS orbits about 400 kilometers above Earth, traveling at 28,000 kilometers per hour, fast enough to lap the planet in 90 minutes, and fast enough that if it ever stopped flying sideways, it would start falling straight down. It's like a very expensive bowling ball on a tight leash around Earth. Cut the leash and you've got a problem. Let's start simply. Your house. You're making coffee. There's a subtle hum from the fridge. Your cat is staring at a wall for no reason. And above you, in the upper atmosphere, a 420-ton science lab is beginning to fall. Now, to be fair, this wouldn't be a falling piano situation. The ISS is big, yes, but it's not solid. It's more like a huge scaffolding made of tin cans, solar panels, and hopes. Most of it would burn up on re-entry, like a very expensive fireworks show, minus the cheering. But that doesn't mean it's harmless. The last time something this size fell from orbit, it was Skylab in 1979. Pieces scattered across Western Australia. One chunk landed near a man watering his garden. His only comment? Huh. That's the kind of energy we need here. Still, the ISS is larger than Skylab, much larger. Picture a football field with wings. And now imagine that football field coming in hot, glowing, and spinning like an angry ceiling fan. As it enters the atmosphere, friction ramps up. The station compresses the air in front of it, which gets hot. Really hot. Thousands of degrees hot. Panels shear off. Solar arrays snap. What began as a sleek space vessel becomes space confetti, but some parts will survive. Dense pieces like gyroscopes, pressure tanks, and toilet hardware are surprisingly sturdy. One engineer once joked, "If anything survives re-entry, it'll be the plumbing." Imagine a flaming Russian-made toilet tank hurtling toward Earth at terminal velocity. There's something deeply poetic about that. So, where would it hit? Well, statistically, water. About 70% of the Earth's surface is ocean. Most satellites and debris burn up or crash in what's lovingly called the spacecraft cemetery, a quiet stretch of the South Pacific known as Point Nemo. It's the furthest place from any land. If space had a graveyard, this would be it. But what if our luck's bad? Let's say a chunk of ISS survives, tumbles through the sky, and hits somewhere populated. Maybe not downtown Tokyo, but a small town. What happens? Well, first, panic, followed by Twitter hashtags, then the conspiracies. It was aliens. NASA did it to reset the simulation. Meanwhile, officials comb the crater, collect pieces, and politely ask people not to sell them on eBay. Insurance companies get creative. A homeowner files a claim, damaged roof due to orbital lab. Adjusters cry, and governments, they meet. Space agencies release official statements, carefully crafted to sound reassuring while admitting, yeah, that was ours. Russia blames a faulty bolt. NASA blames gravity. China says they were just watching. But here's the twist. In the chaos, something unexpected happens. People look up. Suddenly, the sky doesn't just hold clouds or planes or abstract twinkles. It holds real things, human things, built by hands, launched by rockets, maintained with duct tape and determination. The ISS, in its flaming descent, becomes more visible in its destruction than it ever was in orbit. And we remember what it was for: the experiments, the cooperation, the weird space lettuce. For over 20 years, the ISS was one of the few places where nations put aside arguments and shared a fridge. That counts for something. So, what if the ISS fell? It would be messy, slightly terrifying, potentially dangerous, but also strangely beautiful. A reminder that even in falling, we can inspire awe. That sometimes, even space stations need a dramatic exit. And as we clean up the debris, maybe we look to the stars again. Not with fear, but with curiosity. Maybe we build something new, something better, something that orbits a little higher, or at least comes with better brakes.